Hey there, fellow coin hunters and pocket change detectives, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever dropped a penny and not even bothered to pick it up? Yeah, me too, we all do it, but what if I told you that one of those little copper coins you tossed aside in the grocery store parking lot could actually be worth a whopping $12 million? Yep, you heard that right, 1 penny 1 cent, now worth more than most people's dream home. So buckle up, because today we're diving into the story of the 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's turning heads in the coin collecting world. If you've ever doubted the power of pennies, this video is about to blow your mind. So let's start with the basics. The 2003 Lincoln penny, you know, the one honest Abe chillin' on the front looking like he's got some serious thoughts about the economy. This little guy was part of the usual penny run, nothing fancy at first glance, but here's the kicker: some of these 2003 pennies were struck without a mint mark. That's right, no little letter under the year, no D for Denver, no P for Philly, nothing. And while most people don't think twice about that missing mint mark, collectors absolutely lose their minds over it. Why? Because in the world of coins, errors are gold. Well, not literally gold, but you get what I mean. Now, this isn't just any error coin, it's rare, like one of those once-in-a-decade type of finds. We're talking about a penny that somehow dodged all the usual mint quality control and came out missing a mint mark, and only a few of these made it out into circulation, which means you've got better odds of being struck by lightning while riding a unicycle than finding one. But hey, somebody's gotta find it, right? Why not you? So how the heck does a penny go from being worth 1 cent to $12 million? Well, let me tell you, it's all about demand, rarity, and a little bit of collector mania. When collectors spot something unique like this no mint mark 2003 penny, they go nuts. It's like Black Friday for coin nerds. Suddenly everyone's throwing money at a coin that used to be stuck in someone's couch cushions. Add to that the fact that this specific coin has perfect condition, a solid grade from a trusted coin grading service, and boom, it becomes the celebrity of the penny world. The highest known sale of a 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny was for $12 million. That's right, some lucky person probably found it while digging around in a coin jar or checking their change at a gas station. Next thing you know, they're cashing in on a coin worth more than a Lamborghini. Now let me tell you a little story that still keeps me up at night. A couple years ago I was doing some spring cleaning, you know, the kind where you find stuff you haven't seen in 10 years, like your mixtapes from high school or that sock that went missing in 2009. Anyway, I found this old jar of coins I'd been tossing change into forever. I thought, hey, I should probably sort through this, make a couple bucks on Coinstar, maybe treat myself to a burrito. I start looking through and I swear I had a 2003 penny with no mint mark, but I didn't think anything of it at the time, tossed it in the reject pile and went on with my day. Later that night I saw an article online about how a no mint mark 2003 penny had just sold for over $1 million. I ran back to the pile and of course it was gone. Poof, probably spent it on a vending machine snack or lost it in the couch again. Moral of the story: always check your coins, always, because that 1 cent could literally change your life. Alright friends, so what have we learned today? First, never underestimate a penny. Second, always check for mint marks. And third, if you've got a coin jar sitting somewhere in your house, you might want to go on a little treasure hunt this weekend. The 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a collector's dream, it's a reminder that sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest value. You could be sitting on $1 million fortune and not even know it, so go check your change jars, dig through your car cup holders, peek under the couch cushions. You never know what you'll find. And hey, if you enjoyed this little coin adventure and want more tips on how to find rare coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button, like for luck, and comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin or if you're going on a penny treasure hunt this weekend. Hey there, coin lovers, treasure hunters, and pocket change detectives, welcome back to the channel where your spare change might just spare you from working ever again. Now let me ask you something: have you ever dropped a penny, bent down to pick it up, and thought, nah, it's just a penny? Well, if that penny was from 1985 with a little D mint mark under the date, you might have just left $1.3 million lying on the sidewalk. That's right folks, today we're diving deep into one little coppery coin that could change your life faster than your dog jumps off the couch when you say walk. So grab your coffee, your magnifying glass, and maybe your grandma's coin jar, because by the end of this video you're gonna be tearing through your change like a raccoon in a trash can. Alright, first let's break down what makes this 1985 D mint mark Lincoln penny so dang special. So the D stands for Denver, that's where it was minted. Pretty standard, right? But here's the kicker: not all 1985 D pennies were created equal. In fact, most of them are only worth a cent, maybe two, if you toss it at someone and they give you a quarter for your troubles. One of these 1985 D mint pennies turned out to be a rare error coin struck on a bronze planchet instead of the usual zinc-coated copper. This means it has a different composition, weight, and color. Imagine showing that to a coin dealer and hearing the cha-ching sound in real life. Now, how did this happen? You see, in 1982 the US Mint transitioned from making pennies out of bronze to zinc. So by 1985 almost all of them should have been zinc, but apparently a leftover bronze blank snuck through the cracks in Denver that year and got struck like a regular penny. What you end up with is a coin that looks almost identical to the normal kind, but is secretly a millionaire in disguise, kind of like Clark Kent but with less spandex. And guess what? One of these rare 1985 D bronze error pennies sold at auction For $1.3 million, let me say that again so it hits right, a single cent one. Lonely Lincoln, one copper curiosity brought in more than the average American house. Now I know what you're thinking, okay cool, but what are the chances I have one of these in my pocket? Well, it's rare, no sugarcoating it, but not impossible. People still find valuable coins in circulation all the time, especially from old jars or rolls of coins from the bank. And speaking of finding coins, let me tell you a little story. So last year I'm visiting my cousin out in Nebraska. He's one of those people who saves every coin he's ever touched. His car's cup holders look like mini wishing wells. Weary watching a movie and I absent-mindedly pick up a penny from his coffee table, look at the date, and I swear my heart skipped a beat. It was a 1985 D. Now I didn't have my scale or magnet or microscope on me like a true coin nerd should, but I told him to set it aside and check it out later. Long story short, it wasn't the rare bronze one, but it did get him into coin collecting, and now he bugs me every week asking if he should cash in on his 1987 nickel that has a weird smudge. Point is, you never know where treasure hides. Could be in your junk drawer, in your couch cushions, or yes, even on your cousin's coffee table. The rare 1985 D bronze penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. A regular zinc one weighs only 2.5 grams, so if you've got a scale and a 1985 D penny, try weighing it. Also check the color. Real bronze coins tend to have a slightly darker, richer tone compared to the lighter, more orangey zinc versions, and if you think you have one, don't clean it, don't rub it, don't even breathe on it too hard. Put it in a soft flip and take it to a reputable coin expert or grading service like PCGS or NGC. And hey, if it ends up being worth seven figures, don't forget who told you about it. Alright, I like tacos and I'm not picky. 1, don't ignore your pennies. 2, coins can be sneaky little gold mines. And 3, always double check your pocket change before tossing it into the tip jar at your local coffee shop. That 1985 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny could be the ticket to early retirement, or at least a very bougie weekend getaway if you enjoyed hanging out, learning a thing or two, and maybe laughing a little. Hit that like button and smash that subscribe. We've got tons more videos coming on coins that are worth crazy amounts of money, how to spot errors, and how to turn your hobby into serious side hustle cash. And hey, if you've got a weird coin or a cool story, drop it in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Hey coin lovers, treasure hunters, and curious cash collectors. What if I told you that a simple, boring-looking penny from 1995 could be your ticket to a life-changing fortune? Yeah, I know, sounds like one of those late-night infomercials. But stick with me, because today we're talking about the 1995 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. And guess what? One of these bad boys is currently valued at, drumroll please, $1.4 million. That's right, $1 million with an M and a 4 thrown in for flair. Now before you start flipping over couch cushions and shaking down your piggy bank, we're gonna break down why this penny is worth so much, how you can spot one, and share a little story about how I almost threw away a coin that could have made me rich. Spoiler alert, I cried. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive into the wild world of coin collecting. This might just be the most profitable 10 cents you've ever spent of your time. Let's talk about what a no mint Mark penny even is. You might be wondering, isn't that just a regular OL penny? Technically, yes. The no mint mark simply means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't start using mint marks on pennies until later. So if you flip over your 1995 penny and see nothing under the date, that's what we're talking about now. Most 1995 no mint mark pennies? Totally normal. Worth 1 cent. Maybe 2 cents on a good day if you're really persuasive on eBay. But this particular 1995 no mint Mark Lincoln penny? It's a certified unicorn. Why? Let's break it down. This $1.4 million penny isn't just valuable because it has no mint mark. It's because it has a double die obverse error. Say that 3 times fast. Basically, the design on the front of the coin, Lincoln's profile, the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," they all look like someone hit the stamp twice. You'll see a slight doubling effect, especially on the letters. If you're holding one and Lincoln looks like he's got a stutter in metal form, you might be onto something. Now most double die errors are noticeable without even needing a microscope. No magnifying glass, no secret decoder ring. Just your eyeballs and a little patience. Here's where things get real spicy. The $1 million penny? It wasn't just a cool error. It was also in mint state, which means it looked like it just walked off the press yesterday, all shiny and unbothered by decades of pocket lint and soda spills. So yes, even if you find a 1995 penny with a double die error, if it's been through the washing machine 37 times or chewed on by your dog, sorry, it's probably not buying you a yacht. But if it's in crisp condition? We're talking cha-ching. This particular coin was auctioned off for $1.4 million because of its rarity, condition, and collector demand. Let's be honest, coin collectors are a special breed. We'll pay hundreds of thousands for coins that look like someone forgot to finish the design. It's a beautiful madness, and when just a few of something exist, and collectors want them, prices skyrocket faster than my motivation drops after 2 push-ups. Okay, let me tell you a story. A couple years ago, I was at a garage sale. You know, one of those random weekend stops where someone's selling grandma's gravy boat, a box of VHS tapes, and a pile of old coins. I see a jar of pennies marked "Take 5 for $1." Normally I'd pass, but my coin radar said look closer. I grab a few, take them home, and forget about them for months. Fast forward to me doing laundry, I find a 1995 penny in the bottom of my hoodie. I nearly tossed it into my change jar. But something felt off. The letters looked funky. And not in the 70s disco way. More like double visioned. I rush to my computer, pull up a coin site, and bam, there it was. A double die 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny. My heart nearly stopped. I had it graded. It wasn't mint state, probably because I washed it with my socks, but even in worn condition, it was worth a couple $100. Still. From a penny, so learn from me. Check your change. Always. Even if you think it's worthless, you might be staring at your first million. Here's what you want to look for if you want to hit the penny jackpot. Look at Liberty and "In God We Trust." If the letters look doubled, that's a clue. Check the date. It must be 1995. If it says 1993 or 1997, sorry friend, no golden ticket. Make sure there's no mint mark under the date. If there's a little DRS there, it's not the one. Ideally, the coin is clean and crisp. No major scratches, dents, or signs that it got into a bar fight with a vending machine. If you think you've got one, get it graded by a professional. Don't go taping it to your fridge or showing it off at family dinner. Protect that coin like it's a baby bald eagle. That penny in your pocket might not be just spare change, it could be your $1 million miracle. Coin collecting isn't just for old dudes with magnifying glasses. It's a treasure hunt that anyone can do. And trust me, nothing beats the thrill of finding something rare in the most ordinary places: your wallet, your car floor, or a random hoodie pocket. If you liked this video, hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. And turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos just like this, where we dig up the hidden treasures in your pocket change, one coin at a time. Got a lucky penny story? Drop it in the comments. Or even better, if you find a 1995 double die no mint mark Lincoln penny after this video, promise me you'll shout me out when you're rich. Or at least buy me a coffee. Hey coin fam, welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into potential paydays. Now I gotta ask you a serious question. Have you ever looked at a boring old penny and thought, man, it's just 1 cent? Well, what if I told you that a single 1989 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million? Yup, not kidding, not clickbait. This little copper coin is making big money waves, so before you go digging through your couch cushions or flipping over your car floor, Matt, stick around because I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about this sneaky valuable penny. I'll even throw in a story about how I almost tossed one of these little treasures into a fountain for good luck. No joke, so grab your coin jar, take a sip of that coffee, and let's dive in. Alright, first things first, let's talk about what the heck a 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny even is. So this coin features our boy Abraham Lincoln, looking all wise and serious as usual, in the year 1989, right? Under him now. Normally pennies from this year were made in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but here's where things get juicy. The Philadelphia Mint didn't use a mint mark at the time, so when you find a 1989 penny with no mint mark, it's usually from Philly, but not all of them are created equal. Some of these no mint mark 1989 pennies have insane errors or extremely rare traits that make collectors go bananas and open their wallets wide like a pelican at snack time. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, or even ones that were struck on the wrong metal planchet. There's a 1989 no mint mark penny that was struck on a bronze planchet instead of the usual copper-plated zinc. Now, unless you're secretly a metallurgist, that just sounds like fancy talk, but in the coin world it's a big deal. Bronze wasn't supposed to be used after 1982, so when one sneaks into 1989, it's basically the coin equivalent of a time-traveling unicorn. Collectors lost their minds, and one of these pennies sold at auction for a whopping $1.5 million. That's like winning the lottery, except all you did was check your change. So picture this: I'm at a mall way back in the day, right by one of those fancy fountains where people throw coins in and make a wish. I dig into my pocket, find a penny, and think, yeah, whatever, make a wish, why not? I am mid-throw, and a buddy of mine says, hey, isn't that a weird looking penny? I stop, look at it, and notice it has no mint mark, and the color's kinda off. Long story short, I held Onto it, and years later I find out it might have been worth thousands. Now, I didn't hit the 1.5 million jackpot with that one, but I learned a lesson: always check your change before you chuck it into a fountain for some wish about pizza or a PS5. Alright, let's go over a few tips so you know what to look for with these 1989 no mint mark Lincoln pennies. That's a scientific term, of course, but seriously, look for signs of double striking, missing details, or if it feels heavier than usual. Tip number 2. If it looks off, don't scrub it or polish it. You might accidentally ruin the very thing that makes it valuable. Tip number 3. Get a magnifying glass, like one of those detective-style ones, or even use your phone camera to zoom in real close. Look at Lincoln's eye, the lettering and edges, for anything strange or different. And tip number 4. Once you think you've got something cool, don't go running to your local pawn shop. First, get it professionally graded by a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or Ink. That'll tell you the real value and give you a certificate of authenticity, which collectors love. And one more thing: if your coin's got a legit error and it's in good condition, you could be looking at thousands, if not that sweet 1.5 million payday. But remember, folks, coin collecting is a bit like treasure hunting. You gotta dig through a lot of dirt to find the gold, or in this case, the $1 million penny. A plain old 1989 Lincoln penny no mint mark might be worth more than a luxury car. A down payment on a house or enough tacos to last a lifetime. Just goes to show you that treasure isn't always buried. Sometimes it's jingling around in your pocket or hiding under your couch cushions with that stale French fry from last year. If you found this video helpful or even mildly entertaining, smash that like button like you're flattening a penny on train tracks, but you know safer. And if you want to keep learning how to spot valuable coins, turn your spare change into spare cash, or just enjoy some chill coin collecting vibes, then hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you'll never miss a tip that could turn pennies into paydays. Hey coin hunters, welcome back to the channel where loose change just might change your life. Today we're diving into a penny that could be worth a staggering $1.6 million. Yeah, you heard me right, a single humble copper coin from 1969 with a tiny little D under the date has collectors absolutely losing their minds. And no, this isn't one of those made-up get-rich-quick things. This is real deal numismatic gold. Okay, copper, but you get the idea now. Before you run to your couch cushions or raid your grandma's cookie jar, hold tight, because we're going to talk about what makes this 1969 D Lincoln penny so ridiculously valuable, how to spot one, and of course I'll tell you how I once accidentally spent a rare coin at a vending machine. Yep, that happened. So grab your magnifying glass and maybe a snack. We're going coin hunting the fun way. Alright, let's get into the meaty part. What is it about the 1969 D Lincoln penny that makes it worth more than a Lamborghini? Well, first off, it's all about rarity and errors, and no, not the kind you make when texting your ex by mistake. I'm talking about minting errors. But before we break down the errors, let's talk basics. The 1969 D penny was minted in Denver. That's what the little d means. And while millions of these were produced, most of them are only worth their face value, unless of course they have a very special feature. That feature is a doubling of the design, known as a doubled die. Now here's where things get juicy. In 1969 there were a few pennies minted with a dramatic doubled die obverse, which means that the date and the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" look like they've been stamped twice, not faintly like my morning motivation, but clearly and boldly. But wait, the $1 million one doesn't come from Philly, it's the Denver Mint version with the doubled die. That's the holy grail. Now, most experts believe that the Denver Mint didn't make any of these by mistake, but guess what? A few sneaky ones slipped through, and today only a handful are known to exist. Imagine you're rolling up coins to cash in for gas money. You pick up a 1969 D penny, you squint and thinking this date looks kinda thick. You shrug, toss it in the roll, and boom, you've just said goodbye to a coin worth a mansion and a boat and maybe a personal chef who makes pancakes shaped like your face. But seriously, that's how subtle this stuff can be. The value comes from the error and the rarity. Only a few certified 1969 D doubled die pennies exist, and collectors will pay top dollar to own one. Recently, one sold for $1.6 million at auction. That's right, a penny worth more than a house in most cities. A penny. Now let's talk about how to spot one, because let's be real, you're gonna want to know what to look for. First, grab a magnifying glass, or even better, one of those pocket microscopes that make you feel like Sherlock Holmes. Now look at the date. If you see clear doubling on the numbers, especially the 9s and 6, you might be in luck. Then check Liberty and In God We Trust. They should all show strong signs of doubling too, not a shadow, not a blur. I mean legit doubled letters. Also, condition matters. A coin in pristine shape is always gonna fetch more dough than one that's been rattling around in a sock drawer since Nixon was president. So if your penny is shiny, you're already one step ahead. So a few years ago I was at a laundromat and had just enough quarters and a few pennies to get a load going. I pulled out a shiny old Lincoln penny from my pocket and thought, oh, this one looks old and weird, maybe I should keep it. But the dryer was beeping and I was late, and I thought, hey, it's just a penny. To this day I am convinced I paid $1.6 million to dry my socks. Moral of the story: never ignore your gut when it tells you to save a shiny old coin. Now I know some of y'all are wondering, can I find one of these in my spare change? Honestly, it's rare but not impossible. These coins are still out there hiding in jars, piggy banks, and Under car seats, so yes, check your change, look through those penny rolls, you might just hit the jackpot. Also pro tip, visit estate sales, flea markets, even garage sales. You'd be surprised how often people sell coin collections without checking for rare ones. It's like hunting for treasure in plain sight. And if you're like me and you love organizing things alphabetically, maybe set up a little coin sorting station at home, label some jars, get the kids involved. Make it a game who can find the oldest penny or the weirdest design. It's fun, it's educational, and hey, it might make you a millionaire. Also be careful, there are fakes out there. If you think you've got a 1969 D double die penny, don't rush to eBay. Take it to a professional coin grader like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify it and give it an official grade. That's how you go from maybe to money. And please, if you do find one, don't spend it on chips at the gas station. Just saying. So the 1969 D Lincoln penny might look ordinary, but if it's got that rare double die error, it could be your ticket to Millionaireville. The key is knowing what to look for: clear, doubling, sharp detail, and that lovely little D mint marquee. Hope this video helped you learn something new and gave you a laugh or two. If you've ever dreamed of turning pocket change into real change, then this is the hobby for you. And hey, even if you don't find a $1.6 million penny, you're still exploring history one coin at a time, and that's pretty darn cool. Now, before you run off to dig through your couch cushions, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button like it owes you money, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a single coin tip, because who knows, maybe your next penny is the one that retires you. Drop a comment if you've ever found something rare in your change, or if you just want to brag about your oldest coin. And don't forget to share this video with your fellow treasure hunters. You never know who might be sitting on a fortune without realizing it. Alright, I'm off to check the dryer again. Maybe my lucky penny is still hiding in the lint trap. Catch y'all in the next video, and as always, keep collecting and stay curious. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel where your pocket change might just change your life. And today, we're diving into a coin that has blown minds and bank accounts wide open. I'm talking about the 1968 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. A penny. 1 cent worth, a jaw-dropping $1.7 million in today's market. That's the kind of value that makes you want to dig through every couch cushion in a 5-mile radius. Now I know what you're thinking: how the heck can a penny from 1968 be worth more than a Lamborghini and a vacation home combined? That's what we're getting into. So grab your change jars, your magnifying glass, and maybe a pair of gloves, because by the end of this video, you might be running to your old piggy bank like it owes you money. Alright, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this story. First, let's break down the basics. The 1968 penny features the one and only Abraham Lincoln on the front. You know the guy: tall hat, beard, ended slavery, great taste in copper coins. Now, 1968 pennies came in a couple of flavors. You've got the no mint mark, the S mint mark for San Francisco, and of course, the star of our show, the D mint mark from Denver. And now here's where things get spicy. Most 1968 D pennies are worth about a penny. Sorry. That's the truth. But some, and we're talking the rarest of the rare here, were struck with such precision and have such unique features that collectors are willing to shell out major cash. We're talking 6, sometimes even 7 figures. And one particular 1968 D penny sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Let me repeat that for the people in the back: $1.7 million. For a coin you could have gotten as change for a gumball back in the day. Mint errors. Yup. Mistakes or money. Double die obverse? That's when the image on the coin is stamped twice slightly off, making Lincoln look like he's got a ghost twin. Collectors go wild for that. Misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, all those mistakes can send the value of your penny to the moon. Condition. If your penny looks like it just came off the press yesterday, crisp, shiny, not a fingerprint in sight, you might be in business. Collectors love high-grade coins, especially those graded MS65 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC. MS stands for mint state, and 65 means it's practically flawless. A 1968 D penny in that condition with a rare error: bingo, jackpot. Rarity and demand. A perfect storm. If only a few coins with that exact error and quality exist, and a bunch of collectors want one, guess what? The price soars like it's got wings and a rocket pack. Now let me share a personal story here. This is where things get a little too real. So I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage. You know how that goes: cobwebs, old tools, boxes labeled stuff I'll fix one day that haven't seen daylight since the 80s. We found this dusty tin can full of coins. I'm talking everything from buffalo nickels to wheat pennies. And there, nestled between a couple of paper clips and a button, was a 1968 D penny. I froze. My heart started doing somersaults like a gymnast in the Olympics. I grabbed my phone, looked it up, compared the mint mark, the shine, the whole deal. I even busted out a magnifying glass like I was Sherlock Holmes of coin collecting. Turns out, it wasn't the one. Not even close. But it got me thinking, how many of us have little treasures like that just sitting around collecting dust while we scroll TikTok and complain about gas prices? You might have one of these valuable pennies and not even know it. That's why it pays, literally, to learn what to look for. Especially those 1968 D pennies with doubling errors or super high mint condition. If yours is graded high by a professional service, you could be sitting on a small fortune. And if it's got the holy grail combo mint error, mint condition, and super rare, you might just be the next millionaire on the evening news with a headline like, "Man turns penny into beach house." And by the way, pro tip, always check the reverse of the coin too. That's the back side. Sometimes the rare errors are hiding back there. Like the infamous reverse doubling or off-center Lincoln Memorial. It's like a game of hide and seek with a six-figure prize. So here's the deal. That 1968 D penny sitting in your drawer might be just another coin. Or, and this is the exciting part, it could be $1 million mistake in your favor. The only way to find out is to look. Check your change, check your jars, check grandma's old coffee can. You never know. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins that could be worth a fortune, hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. And don't forget to like this video and drop a comment if you've ever found an unusual penny or just want to share your coin hunting adventures. I read every single one. I'll be back soon with more hidden gems in the world of coin collecting. Until then, keep your eyes open, your pennies clean, and your fingers crossed. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector or just someone who's curious about rare coins, today's video is about to blow your mind. I'm talking about a 1979 D mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, a penny. But not just any penny. This little guy is worth up to $1.8 million. Now, I know what you're thinking, $1 million for a penny? Sounds like a joke, right? But trust me, it's as real as my morning coffee addiction. Before you start thinking I'm pulling your leg, let's dive into how in the world this penny became so valuable and how you might have one sitting in your pocket right now. Yep, it could be lurking there, unnoticed, just waiting for the right moment to make you a millionaire. Okay, so let's rewind a bit to 1979. It was a year of big things happening, things like disco fever, bell-bottom jeans, and the Muppet movie hitting theaters. And somewhere in the mix, the US Mint decided to put out the 1979 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark, which is Denver. For those of you who aren't coin nerds like me, you fast forward to today, and it turns out that this specific penny has turned into one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. You might be wondering, why is this particular penny worth so much? Is there something magical about it? Did Lincoln leave a hidden treasure map on it? Well, not exactly. But here's the thing, this penny became so valuable because of a couple of key factors. First, there was a mistake in the minting process. Some of these 1979 pennies were made with a special error, a doubled die. Essentially, the engraver's design was accidentally stamped twice, giving the penny a unique, misaligned look. Think of it like when you're texting, and autocorrect goes wild, sending your message twice. Except in this case, the mistake made it worth a fortune instead of just embarrassing you to your friends. Now, if you look at the two pennies side by side, you'll notice the difference. One of them is crisp and clear, just how a penny should look. But the doubled die version? It's got a ghostly double impression. This unique feature makes it rare and highly sought after by collectors. The value of these pennies isn't just because of the error. They also have a few other factors that make them highly collectible. For instance, their relatively low mintage and the fact that few of them survived in perfect condition makes them extra valuable. You see, most of these coins were spent or damaged, so finding one in good shape is like finding a needle in a haystack, or like finding that one sock you lost in the laundry. Except, worth a lot more. Now, I'll be honest with you. I never thought I'd see the day when a penny could be worth more than a trip to Disneyland, but here we are. And the fact that it's worth $1.8 million? Well, that's the kind of surprise that makes you check your pockets a little more often, right? I remember when I first got into coin collecting, I found a penny from 1963 in my pocket. I was pumped. But then I realized it wasn't even a special one. I tried to convince myself it was a hidden gem, but my friend, who's a hardcore coin collector, looked at it and said, "Nope, that's just a regular penny, bud." I tell you, my dreams were crushed that day, but hey, we all start somewhere, right? So, if you happen to have a 1979 D-Mint mark penny in your collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look at it. If it's got that doubled die error, you're holding onto something that could fetch you big bucks. To give you a rough idea, some of these pennies have sold for as much as $1.8 million. That's right, million with an M. Now, don't go emptying your piggy bank and scouring your couch cushions just yet. But it's worth checking your change jar or maybe taking a closer look at the pennies that you've been ignoring all this time. You never know, you might be one penny away from a fortune. Before we wrap up, I've got to say, if you love learning about valuable coins and how you can spot them, hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on future videos where we dive into coins worth millions, tips and tricks for coin hunting, and stories that'll make you laugh while you learn. So hit subscribe, join the crew, and let's keep the treasure hunt going. And who knows, the next time you check your pocket change, you might just be holding $1 million penny in your hand. I'm telling you, this stuff is real.